Hi everyone, this is Maria from ST Migration Consulting. Hope you all are safe in this pandemic situation, and I'm here to discuss you regarding a press conference this morning by Honorable Aaln Tudge MP, who is the Acting Minister for Immigration and Multicultural Affairs. And I could see a lot of comments under his video, and I know that many are in a panic situation due to the policies taken by the government. As you all are aware, every country is taking actions to safeguard and protect their own citizens or permanent residents. I'm an overseas citizen of India, and I can see that even the Indian government is taking care of its citizens, and even the OCA card holders were not permitted to enter the country after 13th of March 2020. So that was to safeguard citizens who are already in India, and they were still allowing citizens from abroad to enter the country. So likewise, the Australian government is also taking adequate steps to safeguard and protect its citizen and permanent residents. So the minister has explained the policies they are taking in accordance to the current situation in Australia. They have taken 3 policies. The first policy is regarding Australian citizens and permanent residents. It's all about the welfare. They give first priority, and their first focus is towards the Australian citizens and permanent residents. So the Australian jobs has to be given to Australian citizens and permanent residents, and the welfare has also to go to the Australian citizens and permanent residents. That's the first policy. The second policy is regarding the temporary residents. As of now, there are around 2.2 million of overseas residents staying in Australia on temporary visas. And the second policy is the temporary residents must take care of themselves. And if they have worked in Australia for some time, they must have some money in their super fund, and they can access to that in times of financial crisis. The third one is regarding the critical industries like the aged care, disability support, the child care, agriculture and food industry. If somebody is working on a temporary visa in any of such critical industries, then they can work for more than the visa period and more time if the employment demands them to work. They can do that. So that is about the third policy. And he also give details on individual visa subclasses. And the first visa subclass is visitor visa subclass 600 or 601, the visitor visa holders. So according to him, or as we all know, when we apply for a visitor visa, it's mandatory to show that we have the financial capacity to support ourselves while our stay in Australia, or we have a family member who can support us during our stay in Australia. So we have to make use of the support we have. And if we do not have that efficiency at the moment, or we cannot support us anymore while on Australia, then those visa holders has to communicate with their embassies in Australia if there is no flights available to their home country, and they have to go back. If the families are happy to support them, they can live there, or if they are financially self-sufficient, they can continue their stay. But I would like you to suggest that if your current visitor visa is about to expire and you are in a position to support you financially, and you don't have any flights available to go back to your country, I recommend you all to apply for another visitor visa, which will allow you to stay in Australia as a lawful non-citizen. And once your visa has expired, and if you are not in a position to go back to your country, then you will be an unlawful person in Australia, which will affect your future visa application processing. So better you apply for your visa in advance, so that if your visa is expiring tomorrow, please apply for that before your visa expires, so that you will be granted a bridging visa which makes you to live or stay in Australia lawfully. The second subclass is subclass 500, student visa applicants. The student visa applicants, or those who are aware about the student visa processing, they all know that it's a mandatory criteria to show that you have enough fund to support you for your living in Australia for the first 12 months, and also to meet your course fee, and also to pay your return flights. So you have given all the financial documentary evidences to get your visa. So make use of such financials to support you in Australia. If you cannot support yourself, you can also seek the support of your families overseas. Or you must have taken some education loan to support you in the first year of your studies in Australia. So make use of that. And if you have a part-time employment, utilize that to support you. If none of these are working, then the option for you is to contact your embassy in Australia and go back to your country, so that you can get the available support from your home country to stay there safely. And if you are in the second year or subsequent year in Australia, then you must have been working in Australia for last 1 year or 2 years. And you must have some money in your super fund. And government is allowing you to utilize that money to support you in the financial crisis. So that's the option for you. If none of this, again, if nothing has worked, nothing is going to support you, then again you can get the support from your home country to go back. But I hope if you're in the second year or third year in your student visa, you must have worked for 2 years or 1 year last year, and you must have something in your super fund and you can utilize that. And the third category is the New Zealand citizens who are in Australia. They have reciprocal arrangements that they can come and work in Australia, and the Australians can also go and work there. But even those arrangements or the recent supports access has given by the Australian government, even with that you cannot support you financially, then also you can go back to New Zealand and get the support from your government. And the next category is the temporary visa holders, the temporary skill shortage, TSS visa holders, 482 visa holders in Australia. According to the visa conditions, you must have an employment, full-time employment. Your employer is obliged to do that. But in this condition, many of the employers has to decrease the hours of work, may have to shift you to a part-time worker. In that scenario, your visa will be valid. There is no issue with you, and you can work with your current employer. And with that employment, if you are not able to support you financially, you can access up to Australian dollar 10,000 to meet your financial needs while in Australia from your super fund. And the next category of people is those who are in TSS visa but they lost their job because of the closure. Then their current visa condition will follow that they have to find a new employment in 60 days else they have to leave the country. So those who lost their job, please try to find a job in 60 days. Else, please contact your Home Affairs Department or contact your country's embassy in Australia and make arrangements to go back to your home country. And those who have at least a part-time job in Australia, I request you all, try to safeguard your current job as long as the employer is open. Please work hard and try to support your employer to get the maximum outcome for them so that they can also support you. So please try to do that. The next category of people is working holiday visa holders. The working holiday visa holders, as per the current visa conditions, they can work up to 6 months with an employer. But in the current situation, if the employment demands them to work more, especially if they are working in the aged care or disability support, or they are working in the agriculture and food industry, and the employer needs their support for more time, then they can work for up to 12 months with the same employer. And even the situation demands them to work more, they can stay for more and work for them. And also those who are in the critical industries like healthcare, and also in the agriculture and food industry, and in the childcare. Even the overseas workers, if the employer needs their support more, they can work more time in order to support the employer to meet all the work demands. It is also equally important to keep the social distancing, because it's a law of the state where you are living. So if you breach this, then you will have the fines given by the state. And it's also very important for your own personal safety and also the safety of the others. So the minister has specified that he has seen some incidents in the news that some visa holders or the temporary visa holders are not keeping social distancing. He said it's not only the violation of the state law of the state, also a breach of their visa condition. So they will be kicked out of the country if they cannot obey to social distancing set by the government. So make sure all of you keep the social distancing very strictly in order to safeguard you as well as to safeguard your visa while you are in Australia. So I request all my viewers to stay safe, keep an eye on your visa conditions and also the critical dates with regard to your current visas, and also keep all the advices given by the government, and give a supporting, as the government and as the employer is giving you support, please give it back to them as well. So all viewers, stay safe at home, stay safe at your workplace, and keep social distancing. Thank you everyone for watching, and bye from Maria. Bye.